Good afternoon and good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Blind Parse YouTube channel and coffee stream number 160. I hope everyone had a good weekend and good Mother's Day yesterday. I hope that we can have a fun time today. That is really loud in my ear. There we go. So let's say hello to chat before we start here. Let's see. Moonshock, hello. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Skeptalk is here. Hello, Skeptalk. Let's see. Anticipation and intensifies. Jesus Christ. Hi, Green Thunder. Hope you're doing well. Kelvic AD is here. Rolling Bear is here. All You Need is here. I hope everyone's doing well today. I am a little bit sleepy. I'm not going to lie. So my brain is a little a little out of it. But I do hope that we can get into this and have some fun. So I've got a bunch of news from the lovely Gunfox. Sent us some interesting news to read today. So I'm going to just quickly get into that now. I'm going to open up my Safari since Chrome and I have a very uneasy relationship and I do not want to screw it up. I've got everything set in Chrome, so I'm not going to touch anything there. Let's just jump into Twitter here on the Safari machine. Good old Safari. Green Badger Outdoors is also here. Hello. Blackout, hi. All right. Let's go log in here. See if I can type in the credentials properly the first time today. Oh, look at that. I did it. Okay. All right. Messages. That's what we need. So I think I've got about 7 stories for you guys today. Mr. Monopoly is also joining us. Good afternoon, Mr. Monopoly. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Supreme Court rules class action lawsuit against Apple allows people to sue for App Store prices. Okay. Duck Dog is here also. Good afternoon, Duck Dog. And I now have a video blaring in my ear. Of course. Oh, this is a video. Well, that's aggravating. Oh, okay. There we go. The video is... Let's hit the mute button. Just to be safe. Okay. Let us read this story. I have found the article part.
The Supreme Court on Monday said that iPhone users can proceed with a class action lawsuit against Apple over its control of app sales in a ruling that could threaten the company's exclusive marketplace third-party software.
Okay.
Third-party app, a group of consumers had sued Apple, claiming that the company's monopoly over its app store led to inflated app prices. Apple disputed the legality of the suit, arguing that consumers could only sue the app developers.
Okay, so this is saying that consumers can sue Apple instead of the developers for app prices. Love the unsolicited videos you get when you're looking for a print article. Yeah, I know, right? Hi, Armskiller too. Yeah, and it's blares right in your ear too. It's great.
Justice. Link. Brett Kavanaugh wrote the opinion for the 5-4 decision, surprising many by breaking with his conservative colleagues and siding with the court's liberal justices.
Oh, look at that! Brett Kavanaugh has sided with the liberal justices. It's almost as if he's not as crazy right-wing as everyone said he was last summer. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just amazing to see that? Oh, silly people. All right.
The Supreme Court had ruled in 1977 that only direct purchasers of products had standing to bring antitrust lawsuits. In this decision, Kavanaugh rejected Apple's argument that it was the app developers, and not the company operating the App Store, that sold the programs directly to users.
Yeah, I would say that that's a fair argument to argue against. Because they do I've noticed the apps on the App Store are going up, or the prices of the apps on the App Store are going up. Despite the games being quite terrible, others are way overpriced. Yeah. Name not found. Brett, no, what are you doing? Dun dun dun, says Skep. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Monopoly is sending us news stories in case I run out. Thank you, Mr. Monopoly.
Apple's theory would provide a roadmap for monopolistic retailers to structure transactions with manufacturers or suppliers so as to evade antitrust claims by consumers and thereby thwart effective antitrust enforcement, Kavanaugh wrote.
Yeah, I could see that. If Apple is allowed to say that, no, it's not us, it's the app developers that set the prices, it's quite obvious that Apple sets the prices. And they don't regulate the prices being asked on third-party apps. Like the Apple-based apps that do have prices are very expensive, and then the ones that are third-party don't seem to have any regulation on their price on their pricing. So I could see why Justice Kavanaugh made this argument.
The justices did not address the merits of the plaintiff's case against Apple, but the ruling allows the case to advance through a district court.
Okay. So they're not ruling whether or not they're not ruling on whether or not this case has merit. They're just ruling that it can move forward. Which I think that's a smart note to self. Never eat 2 s'mores for breakfast. Oh. Yeah, that could be a bit too much sugar on an empty stomach. But yeah, I could see that that would probably be a good move on the Supreme Court's part, not to comment on the merits of the case, but just to say that, yes, in fact, this case can move forward. Note to self, chocolate for breakfast may cause an upset stomach. Yeah. It can be a bit too much sugar. They're just allowing that the technical parts of the lawsuit is correct. It's not about the merits. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh my goodness, press. Stop with the yawning. Drink more coffee. More coffee is needed.
The Justice Department filed a brief in support of Apple last year, arguing that an appellate decision siding with consumers creates uncertainty for the entire e-commerce industry. You are currently...
I don't see how. That's kind of a weird thing for the Justice Department to say. That's a little suspect to me, honestly, that the Department of Justice would say that. It seems as though they might be protecting their best interests.
Apple did not immediately respond when asked for comment. Apple shares were down around 5% Monday morning.
So their shares dropped 5%. They don't want to comment. Okay.
The company charges developers a 30% fee for sales through the App Store, but allows the developers to set the prices. The plaintiffs argued that the arrangement makes apps on Apple's marketplace more expensive than they would be in a more competitive environment.
So that's why app prices are so expensive for third-party developers. They get charged 30% to put their apps out on the platform. Wow, that's a steep surcharge. That's ouch. That's wow. That is a harsh cost to expect your third-party developers to fork over. No wonder third-party apps are so expensive. They have to be. That is creating an antitrust situation. If you're going to charge 30% to have apps sold on your platform, you're creating a market where apps have to be more expensive. Here's an idea. How about just releasing the entire game on releasing the entire game at a flat price and stop with the microtransactions. Yeah, that's a different problem entirely. Microtransactions for games, I don't think have to do with the app stores necessarily. I think that mobile game developers have kind of discovered that casual gamers will use pay-to-win formats more than more competitive gamers. Skep says, you are right. Holy shit. Skep says, you are right. It is anti-competitive. Yeah. It seems very Apple says all you need with a beating heart emoji and then the dollar signs. Yep. Apple has control issues like no other company, says Skep. No, it's true. Oh, I know, BP. I'm just sick of seeing it, says Moonshock. Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. And the fact that microtransactions are making it into games where they have no business being is another big problem.
Updated at 11.
Oh, and that's the end of that story. Let's close this out and move on to the next interesting one we've got here. So this is an opinion piece. It is from Fox News, so it's going to have a bit of a slant to it, but it's still interesting. So this opinion piece is written by Peggy Grande. So it says, California Dems bid to keep Trump off the ballot should scare us all. I think that anyone's bid to keep anyone off the ballot should scare people. You should have the right to vote for whoever's running, and whoever's running should have a right to run. So let's see what this opinion piece has to say. Here we go.
Just when you think you've seen it all in Link, California. There's another surprise coming out of Sacramento. This one not only displays unprecedented overreach, but also an absolute disregard for the United States Constitution. The California State Senate approved a bill earlier this month to require candidates appearing on the 2020 presidential primary ballot, including President Trump, to release 5 years' worth of income tax returns.
To require? Just for the state of California, they want to require each presidential candidate to release 5 years of income tax returns to run on a state ballot. That doesn't seem legal at all. This seems incredibly unconstitutional.
A timely and conveniently biased bill, which if it becomes law, means that Trump's name may not appear on the Link, California primary ballot.
Wow.
During the upcoming presidential election cycle, and an especially egregious bill since the United States Constitution clearly states that there are only 3 requirements for holding the presidency. Link. For California's Governor Gavin Newsom, ignoring the LAW has become a winning strategy. Article 2, Section 1. Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5 of the Constitution says to serve as president, one must be a natural-born U.S. citizen of the United States, be at least 35 years old, be a resident in the United States for at least 14 years.
Okay, those are the 3 things.
These requirements have been in place since George Washington became president, but all of a sudden a small group of legislators in the Golden State have found a way to try and thwart the democratic process for voters in their state to ensure their team wins, as if the overwhelming Democratic voter registration, the dubious practice of ballot harvesting, and the fact that California hasn't voted for a Republican presidential candidate since George H.W. Bush in 1988 doesn't give them enough confidence that whoever the Democratic candidate is will likely carry California and its 55 electoral votes. I guess they don't feel they can leave anything to chance.
No, I guess not. That doesn't... How is this a thing that can actually happen? They think Trump is unhinged now. Wait till he gets reelected and doesn't need votes anymore. It'll be the most hilarious presidential cycle ever, says Calvic AD. Yeah, this is ridiculous and blatant ballot tampering. Couldn't this be classified as organized voter fraud? I really don't know very much about U.S. voting law. But this seems pretty close to orchestrated voter fraud on a state level. Moonshock says that is completely illegal. The financial records of the candidates have no relevance to the election. You're absolutely right. Not to mention that Trump has an army of lawyers. Yeah. What California is doing is unconstitutional, says Mr. Monopoly. Absolutely. This really sounds like statewide orchestrated voter fraud.
Although presidential candidates traditionally release their tax returns, President Trump has not done so, stating he is currently under audit. Tradition, however, is far different than a constitutional requirement, and if California, or any other state, starts to add non-constitutional requirements for office holders, there's no telling where that would end. Could they require a candidate to be of a certain gender, or race, sexual orientation, or even size or shape, or set an arbitrary limit on a candidate's age? Sounds discriminatory to me. Preposterous? Not exactly. In fact, the state's legislature passed a similar bill in 2017, but then Governor Jerry Brown, a Democrat, who did not release his own tax returns, vetoed the bill. You are currently
all right then.
If this bill passes now, it sets an extremely dangerous precedent by which the rights of the voter are hijacked. In essence, the legislature could determine their preferred candidate and ensure that the selection criteria for inclusion on the ballot excludes everyone except that person. Sound crazy? Well, California is just crazy enough to do that, and has already started down that path.
This opinion piece is not wrong. California has really set itself down the path of left-wing politics, just insisting that things that don't make any sense for the country as a whole happen. We've got we've got cases of illegal immigrants voting in California municipal elections. We've got the California state legislature saying that if you knowingly spread HIV, that's now just a misdemeanor. Like, we've got just ass backwards things coming out of California. Hi, Adrian. And now we've got this, which looks a lot like state organized voter fraud. Oh, hi, little nigga. Trump already said that just because he takes advantage of the tax loopholes is not his fault. It's the fault of the tax lawmakers. Because they give all sorts of loopholes to corporations. Yeah. Build a wall around California, too. I agree.
True representative government hasn't existed in California for quite a while. The jungle primary system, whereby voters can select any candidate, regardless of party, allows the top two to advance to the general election. This provides a pathway for two Democrats to advance from the primary to the general election, in essence giving conservative voters in California the choice between two candidates, neither of which truly represent them.
Oh, that just sounds brilliant. Wow. That's just silly. Armskiller says, Democrats are just playing a game of who can be the most identitarian. That's true. I'm doing just fine. Little nigga, I'm doing awesome. Yeah, I agree. Build the wall around California and Mexico, says Moonshock. Let's see, what else is chat saying? Let's see here.
What if Texas, or all those flyover states they mock and despise, decide to set their own criteria for presidential candidate ballot qualification and tip the scales in their own political favor to ensure their state stays red?
See, that's the other problem that this could set. If this bill is passed, California then sets a precedent for other states to require different things of presidential candidates to appear on their primary ballot, and then nobody can vote for anything. This is so stupid. Green Badger Outdoors says, doesn't sound like they have much faith in their chances. No, it doesn't. They're just stacking they're trying to stack the ballot in their favor. And if they succeed, this is a huge precedent that they will have set, and it's not a good one.
The practice of ballot harvesting, illegal in several states, but recently passed in California, allows for individuals to go door to door and collect ballots from voters and submit them in bulk. In California now there's no limit on the number of ballots that one individual can turn in, nor are they subject to the same verification process as other ballots. We saw 6 congressional incumbents in California lose their seats days, some even weeks, after the midterm elections due to this practice, which is a breeding ground for fraud.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's insane. That's insane. Wow.
In addition, the process of ballot initiatives is becoming more uncertain due to some confusing and conflicting rulings coming out of the California courts. California allows for citizen-led signature gathering efforts to qualify a measure for inclusion on the ballot, but those rules now seem increasingly subjective, not objective, often leaving citizen groups who have legally followed a prescribed process being disqualified for no legal reason. The Count 3 initiative was the most recent victim of the court's partisan and authoritarian ruling.
Wow. So citizens who are following the law are getting screwed by partisan politics. This is way to go, California. Just well done. Driving me to drugs. Way to go, California.
California courts are now unafraid to legislate political advantage rather than just apply and interpret laws. They have a partisan agenda and are bold in advancing it, knowing there is little or no recourse for doing so. The rest of the nation should watch this bill closely because California is often the testing ground for the left to see how far they can go in usurping power from the people and transferring it to the courts and to progressives in office. If it gets any traction on the left coast, it may seep eastward. You are currently on a text. And for those on the left, perhaps they should consider the potential boomerang effect of such action. What if Texas, or all those flyover states they mock and despise, decide to set their own criteria for presidential candidate ballot qualification and tip the scales in their own political favor to ensure their state stays red?
Again, she raises a very good point. Do they want this precedent set? Is this a precedent that California really, really wants to set? Are they prepared for the reciprocal ass biting that it will provide? That's a very interesting piece. I know it's an opinion piece, but still, it's a very interesting precedent that California is trying to set. This is a nice robo voice, says Adrian. Yeah, I changed it a couple of months back. I wasn't happy with the other one that I was using. So I changed the voice. I'm very happy with the voice I chose. Yes, the more chaos there is, the sooner the rest of us can separate them from us. Yeah. That's very true. So here's our first titular article. U.S. Navy fleet sent to Middle East to ward off threats represents a target, Iranian commander says. Because, that's heartwarming. So this is from... Where is this from? Which... Fox News again. This is a Fox News article by Ryan Gatiss. So here we go. And looks like he's interviewed a national security analyst named Dr. Rebecca Grant. So let's see here what this article has to say.
Capital A. Link. U.S. Navy. Fleet sent to the Persian Gulf to ward off a potential threat to American commercial interests represents a target instead of a serious threat, a senior Iranian Revolutionary Guards commander said Sunday.
Now, that is not something you want to hear from... I don't necessarily want to call them an enemy nation at this point, but a nation that you're not seeing eye to eye with. That is not something you want to hear when you take steps to provide a show of force and they look at you and they say, your show of force may have been intended as a threat, but it's really a target for us. That's not a good thing. That is not something I would imagine that U.S. Naval commanders want to hear. Not necessarily that it frightens them, but that they're dealing with people who just don't give a flying fuck. And when people who don't give a flying fuck are in possession of nukes, that's not exactly a good recipe.
The Pentagon on Friday announced plans to send the USS Arlington and the Patriot missile battery to the Middle East in an effort to deter actions from link Iran. The maneuver came after National Security Advisor John Bolton said the U.S. was sending the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group and the Bomber Task Force to the U.S. Central Command region, which includes the Middle East. You are correct.
So they have now sent another 2 ships. Yes, threaten the U.S. It's not like NATO won't get involved or anything. Yeah. Iran wants none of what a carrier battle group is capable of. No, they really don't. Hi, Mr. Misanthropic. I think this is a very stupid thing for Iran to have said. But I also think it's a very scary thing that they've said. That the US has basically deployed part of the fleet as a show of force, and a commander of the Iranian army has said, that's just a target. Like, that's their short-sightedness and their willingness to carry this on is kind of worrisome. Metaphora says, Iran is that little annoying little dog that won't shut up. Yeah. That's true. It would be a shame if Iran disappeared overnight, said Kelvic AD. Huh. It's just a target, said the target. Yeah, I know, right? I wonder how many submarines are accompanying that ship, says Zombie Teddy. Yeah, that's a good that's an interesting question. I wonder if they've deployed any subs yet. This is this is not good.
Link. Iranian cleric. Link. Iranian cleric threatens you. In this Thursday, May 9th, 2019 photo released by the U.S. Navy, the Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group transits the Suez Canal in Egypt. Mass Communications Specialist 3rd Class Darian Chanel Triplet / U.S. Navy via AP image. In this, an aircraft carrier that has at least 40 to 50 planes on it and 6,000 forces gathered within it was a serious threat for us in the past, but now it is a target and the threats have switched to opportunities, said Amirali Hojizadeh, the head of the Ayers Aerospace Division, according to Iranian media.
Whoa, they were threats, but now threats have switched to opportunities? Holy shit. That is dangerous language. You're going to come out and say that these that these ships are a target and they present opportunities for you? What article are you reading now? This is from Fox News. Its headline is U.S. Iran, or the U.S. fleet deployed to Iran is considered a target, not a threat. And that is said by an Iranian commander. Let's see. Normally attack subs and 2 boomers. Typically, a carrier group is accompanied by at least 2 attack subs. Oh, my bad, 3, says Green Badger. I hope that was a mistranslation, otherwise Iran may never see 2020. Yeah, I know, right? That is an incredibly stupid thing to say.
Pages added, if the Americans make a move, we will hit them in the head. You are correct.
I'm sure. Okay, so, see, this is what I mean. You've got people in charge of nuclear weapons that appear not to give a flying fuck about what they're saying. When a naval fleet is arriving at their proverbial door with its own armaments. Ask Japan what happens when the US gets struck. Yeah, I know, right? I'll get to your articles. Because I know that you sent me a few articles, Mr. Monopoly. And I'm pretty sure that I will have time for them. So, I will be I'll get to them when I get through the articles that I've gathered. And if I do not get to all of your articles, they will make it definitely on the list for tomorrow.
U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo told Link, CNBC. The move to deploy a U.S. military team in the Gulf came in response to intelligence reports about possible Iranian attacks.
Yeah.
We've seen this reporting, Pompeo said. It's real. It appears to be something that is current. That is things we're worried about today. Pompeo added, in the event that Iran decided to come after an American interest, whether that be in Iraq or Afghanistan or Yemen or any place in the Middle East, we are prepared to respond in an appropriate way. Our aim is not war. You are currently...
No, I don't think their aim is war. I think their aim is if Iran is dumb enough to do anything, I think they will do one decisive thing that will hopefully end Iran's dumb activities. How does Iran intend to deliver said nukes? Federal Express? Yeah.
Iranian Naval Commander Rear Admiral Hossein Kansabi demanded the U.S. leave the region. Link, Reuters. Reported, citing the Iranian media. An Iranian cleric warned last week that Iran could easily destroy U.S. naval fleet. You are currently up.
Oh, I'm sure.
In this Thursday, May 9th, 2009, their billion-dollar fleet can be destroyed with one missile, Ayatollah Ghatabeinejad said. You are...
They're one missile. What kind of missile do you have? Even Kim was smart enough to back down. Iranian leaders are probably crazy enough to pick a fight. No, I think Iran is dumb enough to do it, Mr. Misanthropic. This is kind of showing that they have absolutely no care about what they're saying and doing. They'd be more likely to attack Israel, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, but if they attack Israel, then the U.S. is going to go in to help Israel. Let's see.
If they attempt any move, they will face dozens of missiles because at the time, government officials won't be in charge to act cautiously, but instead things will be in the hands of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, he warned. You are...
Wait, are you threatening that government officials won't be able to control their country if the U.S. strikes? See, the things that are coming out of these high-positioned people's mouths are insane. That's funny. Those of us in the audience, we've heard this before. Why is it every Ayatollah does this? I don't know, Pink Hollow. They're crazy. We have the Air Force Global Strike Command when it absolutely has to be destroyed overnight. Yeah. Forgetful Forces. Do they not understand the U.S. Navy has anti-missile tech on board just for this exact event? No, I don't think so. Let's see. Iran could be a glowing lake inside of 45 minutes from the go command, says Skeptalk. Yeah, I don't doubt that. To the shores of Tripoli, they don't want the gloves to come off, says Seamus Derby. Yeah. Warheads. Warheads to ports, anywhere in the world in 15 minutes, says Mr. Misanthropic. Fun fact, the second most powerful air force on the planet is the US Navy.
Link. Click here to get the Fox
No,
News app.
that's the end of this article. So that's a little bit scary. That Iran is basically saying, come get us, we dare you. They're basically daring the US to do something, which is really that's really scary. That's, for me, the fact that a nuclear power is basically telling another nuclear power, you don't scare us, come and do your worst. I thought we were supposed to be avoiding that. And for years I've been saying to people, there are some people who are not afraid of the consequences of nukes and who don't care about the consequences of nukes. And people would say to me, "Oh, that's just conspiracy. Then, no one's going to want to do." Well, look at what's going on right now. You can't tell me that this is you can't tell me that this action, these words, are not those of someone who wants to go to war. So this is something that I really think is going to keep happening, or keep coming up in the news. So this next story is something that I think Ghost Poo read, but I also wanted to read it because it sounded a little bit silly. Oh, hello, Pop and Hop. Let's see. Forgetful 4 says, chat, the Fallout games in Iran will be like that, but no survivors. That's true. Don't be scared. This is what Iran always does. It's just that social media has announced it instead of it being behind closed doors. This is true. Just saber rattling. Yeah, that's true. It's just par for the course for them, says Functional. Yep. That's a good point. You're not wrong. They do want to go to war, but these are the same words that every Ayatollah has used for the past 60 years, says Pincalo. Yeah. They are just words. They want the US to take the first swing so they can cry to the UN about the big bully. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They're trying to piss the US off to try and get them to strike first. They're issuing a fatwa for the US and our allies. I say we just wait for them to strike once, then bring on a full-scale assault. That's probably what's going to happen. Pop and Hop says the U.S. wanted to go to a war with Iran for a long time. We evaded the countries to their west and north to make them choose sides. Damn it, YouTube, fix your shit, says Fury Kitten. I guess you didn't get a notification. Skeptalk says, let's nuke the UN at the same time. Iran is the kid that gets you to hit them first so they can go cry to mommy about it. Yep. Mr. Misanthropic is not wrong. Let's see. Skeptox is 2 for 1. Yeah. All right. So this next story. Tourist 24 dies from rabies after helping stray dog in the Philippines. Don't help stray animals in countries you're visiting, people. In fact, you should be careful helping stray animals in your own country. For this exact reason. So again, this is from Fox News.
Capital A, link, Norwegian. Woman who recently traveled to the Philippines for a vacation with friends died following her return after contracting rabies from a stray dog. Birgit Kalestad, 24, traveled to the link, Southeast Asian nation with friends in February. One day, while riding mopeds through town, they came across a puppy on the side of the road. Kalestad carried the puppy in her basket and took it back to the resort they were staying at, her family said in a statement, according to the link, Daily Mail. Link, French adventurer, Birgit Kalestad, 24, died after contracting rabies from stray dogs she tried to help. Birgit Kalestad, to Facebook. After washing and grooming the puppy, the family said that Kalestad and her friends played with it, sustaining minor bites and scratches. Kalestad, a health worker back in Norway, was said to have cleared and sterilized the cuts but did not seek further medical attention because they were so small. You are currently...
Okay, you're a dumbass. You're playing with a stray puppy. They took it back, says Functional. They deserve to get rabies. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, see you later, Pop and Hop. So seriously, they took this puppy. Okay, so they're in a country that they're not familiar with. They find a stray anything, but it just happens to be a puppy this time, on the side of the road. They take it back to their resort, which I'm sure is perfectly within the rules of the resort to just bring stray animals on. And her friends sustained small cuts from being bitten and scratched. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah. Darwin Award, the Norway edition, says Skeptalk. Yeah. Why not just have a raccoon, says Pop and Hop. Yeah, I know, right? Moral of the story is stay out of foreign countries. No, the moral of the story is don't play with the stray animals in the foreign countries. That's just silly. Don't do that. And now her friends, because it says her friends also sustained small cuts and stuff. So her friends need to be quarantined as well. That's something that needs to happen.
After returning to Norway, Kalestad fell ill and was hospitalized several times as doctors scrambled to figure out what was wrong with her. She died Monday at the hospital where she worked more than 2 months after coming in contact with the puppy. Our dear Birgit loved animals, her family said in a statement. The link, BBC. Our link, BBC, reported. Our fear is that this will happen to others who have a warm heart like her. You are correct.
Okay, no, she doesn't have a warm heart. She was stupid. It sucks. There are stray puppies and kittens and stuff in other countries. Don't play with them. Well, stupid is as stupid does, says Seamus Derby. Yep. Yep.
Link. Irish woman. Sweden's public health authorities confirmed Saturday that Karlstad had rabies. Neither Karlstad nor her friends on the trip had been inoculated against the disease because it is not on the list of vaccines required to travel to the Philippines, according to the Daily Mail. Rabies is treatable, but if left untreated, can cause a life-threatening infection of the brain and nervous system in humans. Link. Click here to get the.
Yep. So
Karlstad's family said they are campaigning to change in the law to make rabies vaccines compulsory for citizens. You are.
Okay. So if you're going to travel to the Philippines, they want you to have to get a rabies shot. She loves dogs to a fault, apparently, says Functional. Yep. If I see a stray, I'll give it some jerky, but I won't play with it, says Mr. Misanthropic. And I drop it on the ground in front of them. Yeah. Yeah, don't hand feed it. Rabies treatment is a bunch of shots to the abdomen and is not pleasant, but it is definitely better than death from rabies. Yeah, I know, right? Gunfox, how are you, my friend?
Link. If we can achieve this, the death of our sunbeam can save others, her family said. Lucia Iswara's song is a
So, because of this woman's stupidity, if you live in Norway, it may be compulsory to get a rabies shot before traveling to the Philippines. Michelle, hi. All right, next story. It's time to rise up, Venezuela general tells military officers. Oh, that can't be good. That can't be good at all. Pro tip, don't go to the Philippines. It's functional. Yeah, let's read about this ridiculousness in Venezuela. Right, here we go.
Ramon Rangel, who identified himself as an Air Force general, said the Venezuelan government is being controlled by the communist dictatorship in Cuba, a key Maduro ally.
Wait, really? So this general is blaming Cuba for what's going on in Venezuela? That's an interesting development. Pro tip, stay in the US and Canada, says Gunfox. Yeah. Venezuela has an air force? Apparently. I didn't know that they had an air force, but
we have to find a way to get rid of the fear, to go out into the streets, to protest, and to seek a military union to change this political system, Rangel, dressed in a suit with a copy of the Constitution in his hand, said in a video posted on YouTube. It's time to rise up. While Rangel's pronouncement marks another blow to Maduro after a handful of similar defections by senior officers this year, there is little to indicate that he will tip the scales.
That's unfortunate.
Advertisement. Officers who have disavowed Maduro have fled the country, and the military top brass, most notably those who command troops, continues to recognize Maduro. You are currently on
this is the problem with dictatorships, is those who disavow are forced to flee, or else they'll die. And those who don't remain loyal to the dictator and enforce the authoritarian rules that are being enforced. This is the problem. This is why revolutions are so hard to start, because generally the revolutionaries tend to be murdered.
The Information Ministry did not respond immediately to a request for comment. Reuters was also unable to obtain comment from Rangel. Air Force Commander Pedro Juliak posted a picture of Rangel on Twitter on Sunday with the words "traitor to the Venezuelan people and the revolution" printed across the image.
Oh, that's no good. That's not good at all. Hell, even the zoo animals are getting hard to come by in Venezuela, says Seamus. Functional says, so basically the future of the U.S. if Bernie Sanders becomes president of the United States. Yeah. Yeah, call for mass protest in Venezuela while fleeing. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what's been going on here.
Rangel was an active military officer who fled to Colombia last month, according to a source close to Venezuela's military who asked not to be identified. Unlike other officers who have made similar pronouncements, Rangel did not voice support for Juan Guaido, the opposition leader who invoked the constitution in January to assume the interim presidency, arguing that Maduro's 2018 re-election was a fraud. You are currently...
So he doesn't support Guaido. That's interesting. Who does he support then? Venezuela used to have a decent navy and a pretty good air force. They bought a lot of equipment from the U.S. Navy. Oh, that's interesting, Skep. I didn't know that. Let's see. It sounds bad, but they are being hypocrites. They are. Bernie wants the USSR to rise again, says Armskiller. Or says Seamus. Yeah. Mr. Misanthropic says, Blind Press, do you know what the difference between a rebellion, a revolution, and a civil war is? Whether the government wins or not. Yep. That's true. What is happening in Venezuela is actually a good thing. Commie nations failing and soon will be no more than a footnote in history. I hope so. I hope so, Gunfox. Well, who writes... History is for the victors, Mr. Misanthropic, says Skeptalk. Mr. Misanthropic agrees. And then Fury Kitten says, well, then who writes French history? That's actually pretty funny. Well done, Fury Kitten. That's pretty funny.
Advertisement. Frame. More than 50 nations, including the United States and most South American nations, call Guaido Venezuela's legitimate leader. Guaido and a group of soldiers called on the armed forces on April 30th to turn on Maduro, but the military never joined and the uprising collapsed. The government called the event a coup attempt and accused a group of 10 opposition legislators of treason for joining rallies that day. You are currently on attack. Venezuela is suffering a hyperinflationary collapse that has fueled a migration exodus of some 3.5 million people in the past 3 years. You are currently on... Reporting by Brian L.R. Standards.
So that's the end of that story. The Venezuela situation is getting pretty bad. Pretty bad. USSR version 3.0. Yep. Let's see here. What else? What else do I have for you guys? What else do I have? China is raising tariffs on 60 billion with a B dollars on US goods starting June 1st. Jesus Christ, the US is in all sorts of stuff. We've got US going to the Middle East and dealing with Iran. We've got a trade war in China. Dictatorships resulting in military coups? No, I'm shocked, says Armskiller too. Yeah, I know, right? But socialism will totally work this time, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah. If it wasn't for the Americans, the Germans would be writing French history. That's a very true statement, Zombie Teddy. All right, let's see what China's up to. This is published 5 hours ago. This is from, let me see here. Who's this from here? Who is this article from? Oh, well, we'll figure this out. So this is published today and updated an hour ago. So it's a very recent thing. So we've got some key points here. China will raise tariffs on $60 billion in U.S. goods in retaliation for the Trump administration's latest decision to increase duties on $200 billion worth of Chinese products. Next key point. U.S. stock indexes fall about 2% as the trade war between the two world's largest economies escalates. And so those are the 2 points. So here's the article.
China will raise tariffs on $60 billion in U.S. goods in retaliation for the U.S. decision to hike duties on Chinese goods, the Chinese Finance Ministry said Monday. Beijing will increase tariffs on more than 5,000 products to as high as 25%. Duties on some other goods will increase to 20%. Those rates will rise from either 10% or 5% previously.
So why don't... So... Random American says 200 to 60. Sounds like we are winning. Yeah. The problem with the trade war with China is that 30 minutes later you fancy another one. You are on fire today, Fury Kitten. Well done. Could be worse. It could be a land war in Asia followed by a battle with a Sicilian. Is death on the line?
The move follows President Link Donald Trump, his decision to raise duties on $200 billion in Chinese products to 25% from 10%. The world's two largest economies have struggled to sign a trade deal and end a widening conflict that threatens to damage the global economy. The latest shot in the trade war rattled investors. Major U.S. stock indexes dove. Link, more than 2% Monday amid the escalation. Period. GP, soybean imports in Nantung, China 180,806 button. Soybean meal in a dockyard in Nantung in East China's Jiangsu province, August 6, 2018. Feature China vertical. The duties in large part target U.S. farmers, who largely supported Trump in 2016 but suffered from previous shots in the Trump administration's trade war with China. The thousands of products include peanuts, sugar, wheat, chicken, and turkey.
Oh, that's not good, because all the U.S. has to do is tell China no more imports until they stop stealing U.S. tech. When they lose to that, we will kill China's markets. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Like I'm sure that they could find different countries to import from and export to, both the US and China. This just seems like a financial pissing contest. Let's see. Can't say that because Yahweh was found to be innocent in all the charges. Oh, that's true. This is where ISJWs love to defend China. It's where all their soy comes from. That's funny. note all those items that were listed on the tariffs, though, are all available in Canada and from the US. Yeah. This is a different sort of wang waving contest. That's funny.
Your weekly update on top ET. Get the ETF edge.
Oh, that's the end of that article. That was a short one. Sorry about that, guys. Let's move along to the next one here. Where is it here? All right. Oh, I've read that one. Here we go. Florida man says he would rather go to jail to his wife than to his wife as he gets caught driving on what? Or he gets caught driving on sunroof. So I'm picturing a guy sitting like on his sunroof driving like through the sunroof. That's just what I'm picturing. Woohoo, Florida man, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, I know, right? So this is a Fox News story as well. Let's see here. Okay, so there's raw video. I don't have my screen shared, so let's see here.
Capital A, link, Florida. Man claiming he would rather go to jail than back home to his wife was arrested Friday after being caught driving on a highway while sitting on top of his sunroof.
Okay, so I was right. He is sitting on top of his sunroof. I'm guessing his legs are in his car still. And he's driving, like using his legs or his feet or something to drive. I don't know how he's got the accelerator going down or if he's on cruise control or something. Blind press, I jump from news site to news site and grab a bunch of news stories. Yeah, thanks a lot, Gunny. I found some really good ones today. But 3 whites make a left.
Leonard Olson, 70, was detained after an off-duty deputy at Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office recorded the man and reported him to the Florida Highway Patrol.
So the 70-year-old man is sitting on his sunroof driving through his... Oh my god. I'm guessing he's steering with his feet. Now how does he work the gas and brakes? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I watched it, says Skeptalk. He's using cruise control, standing on the driver's seat and using his legs. Wow. That's a special kind of special.
Link. Florida man WH. Link. Deputy. Said Olson was speeding more than 100 miles per hour down the highway and later slowed down to 40 miles per hour.
How did he slow down without getting back into his car? Maybe he drives like Short Round from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. This is Fury Kitten. That's funny.
Link. WT reported. Link. WTSP reported. Leonard Olson reported. The man then stood up and sat on his open sunroof while the car was still moving. Leonard Olson, 70, was detained after an off-duty deputy at Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office recorded the man and reported him to the Florida Highway Patrol. Image. Leonard, after being stopped by troopers, Olson initially denied that he was traveling on his sunroof, saying he didn't know about that.
Okay. You're 70 years old and that's the tack you're going to go with? I don't know about that. I don't know what you're talking about. Okie dokie, Dr. Jones. Hold on to your potatoes. Really long sticks with blocks on the end? Maybe. Darwin Award, Senior Division, says Skeptalk. Yep, we seem to have a couple of Darwin Award winners today.
But the man then told the authorities that he actually wanted to turn himself in, according to the outlet citing law enforcement officials, because he didn't want to go back home to his wife, who he says does not treat him well.
So your decision, instead of leaving her, was to drive like that and go to jail? All right.
Link. Florida man faces. Olson told police that his wife treats me like a servant and she's the mistress and that he's tired of this S. The man added that he would rather go to jail than go back home.
Okay.
His wish was granted and Olson was arrested. After showing the video of him on the sunroof, he admitted his guilt and noted that the car was on cruise control, according to WTSP.
Okay, dude, just leave your wife. If they don't die, they're just nominees. Yeah. That's true. Wow. What an idiot. Like, what a... I know I'm supposed to have respect for my elders, but seriously.
The car drives itself and has a gigantic computer in it, Olson said. I thought it would be a nice way to praise God for a minute, and I thought it would be nice at the time, and that's what I did. You are...
All right, old man, you're senile. Go home. You're drunk. Armed Skiller 2 says crack is a hell of a drug. And then I saw it before it got retracted.
Click here for the Olson is facing charges of reckless driving, a misdemeanor.
So he's just facing a misdemeanor reckless driving charge. But still, dude, just stop. Just stop. That's just stupid. Let's see here. Made it, says Irate Prostate. Yes, you sure did. My stomach is in severe pain. Gotta rest, so bye, everyone. Feel better, Mr. Monopoly. Feel better. Oh, I was correcting it, says Zarmskiller. That's fine. I knew what you meant. Florida is one hell of a drug, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, that's true. Let's see here. I just woke up, says Irate. That's no worries, my dude. No worries. Let's see. What have I got here? Father falsely reported daughter was missing, hoping his stolen car would be found faster. You asshole. What an ass. Holy shit. Ugh, really quick, you guys. I need to mute. I will be right back in a minute. I just need to check something. And then we'll read about this stupid piece of crap. So give me 1 minute, guys. There, told you I'd be back. I thought I heard a knock at the door, but I was hallucinating. Okay, let's read about this dumbass father. Okay. Yeah, what I need is some royalty-free music. That's what I need. So let's read about this dumbass dad who decided to say that his daughter was missing so that his car would be located faster.
The father of a 3-year-old girl was arrested Sunday in California.
Oh look, a Californian idiot.
After he claimed his car was stolen with the toddler inside, even though she wasn't, hoping that police could find the car sooner, investigators said.
That's a lot of sublinks to different things, but okay. So this idiot had his car stolen. And in order to have it and in order to have it found faster, he thought it would be a great idea to make it into a missing persons case. Because apparently your car is more important than your kid. So let's lie about the kid going missing so that the car will be found faster. That father needs a good old helping of Agent Orange, says Armskiller too. I would agree. That's a felony, isn't it? Says Mr. Misanthropic. I believe it is. If it's not, it should be. But I really do think it might be a felony, Mr. Misanthropic, because that would be reporting a false crime, wouldn't it? And you know, reporting a false crime, causing undue work for the police. I'm pretty sure that is a felony. Yeah.
Sierra McCrory of Oakland was reported missing on Saturday night after her dad told authorities she was in the stolen vehicle, police said. Kentucky pair arrested after police. An Amber Alert was issued for Sierra and investigators advised she was abducted by an unknown suspect.
Wow.
Believed to be wearing a pink hooded sweatshirt and blue jeans, police alerted the public that she was taken while inside the dad's silver four-door 2005 Mercedes S430 with license plate AGIY 743. You are image. Oakland Police Department. Oakland Police.
Okay, so we've got a Twitter thing from the Oakland Police.
On Sunday, police said that the car was recovered, but that the child was still missing. We need to find the child, police tweeted.
So they found the car on Sunday, and of course, there was no fucking baby in the car. So now these poor police are... If his last name is Smollett, he'll do just fine. It's not even that nice of a car. What an idiot. Let's see. I know it's a crime, false police reports. I can't remember if it's a felony or a misdemeanor, says Mr. Misanthropic. It should be a felony if it's not. If it would be horrible if it was the other way around too. Police find child in car reported missing. Yeah. So they did find the car faster, so the guy wasn't wrong there, says Random American. No, I suppose that's true.
Click here 2 hours later, investigators said that Sierra was with her father earlier in the day, but police said at the time the vehicle was found, Sierra was confirmed to be safe and in the care of her mother.
Wow.
The 3-year-old father was arrested for filing a false police report, according to authorities, who alleged that he lied to police about his daughter being abducted in hopes police would find car quickly.
That is insane.
The child's father wasn't immediately identified. Nicole Dara covers breaking.
So that's the end of that article. So he's been arrested for filing a false police report. If it was like a Bentley or a Rolls, I could understand. Says Mr. Misanthropic. Still an idiot though. No, it was a 2005 four-door Mercedes sedan. So those are the stories that I gathered up. I am now going to get the ones from Mr. Monopoly. Let's see what Mr. Monopoly sent us. What do we have here? Why every judge on Shark Tank backed this product. What product? So let's see. Oh, this is from Entertainment Tonight. Let's see. I like Shark Tank. I used to watch it a lot with Pinkalo. I don't know if it was it a Mercedes or a Benz. Good one, Metaphorist. Good one. Meh, should have cashed the insurance and gotten something better. Yeah. Let's see here.
ET, Monday, May 13th, 2019. It was the most watched episode in Shark Tank history when sisters Anna and Samantha Martin won over the Shark Tank panel. And ever before had the judging panel unanimously decided to each invest millions of dollars into a potential company.
Oh, the whole panel went in on it. Okay, that's never happened.
After buying a staggering 25% share in the sisters company, the Shark Tank panel have personally mentored the pair, helping them undergo rebranding and repacking of their miracle product. Touting their discovery as the greatest step forward in weight loss history, the judges were quick to offer up their hard-earned cash to back the entrepreneurial pair.
Interesting. A weight loss product, huh?
We were shocked. The most we were hoping for was some advice. We weren't even sure that we would manage to get any investors, explained Samantha. After outstanding offers from each panel member, the sisters burst into tears. It didn't feel real. The fact that all these successful, business-minded people wanted to be a part of what we were doing and willing to invest their own money, it was very emotional. Explained Anna. The pair are the first contestants in the show's long duration to ever receive a standing ovation and offers of investment from all panel members. The sisters said they celebrated the success with champagne and cake when the episode wrapped.
But did they accept any of the offers?
2. JPG. The sisters were the first contestants in Shark Tank history to receive investment offers from all 5 panel members. Since filming the show-stopping episode, the sisters have been hard at work putting the advice of their mentors into play. We completely rebranded our company and came up with new packaging, said Anna. The pair recently unveiled the product that netted them millions of dollars in investments. The product we displayed on the show have been rebranded into the Link by Flukes Keto. It's the original formula, all we've done is change the name and the packaging, explained Samantha. The sisters launched the products for sale through their company website and say they sold out within 5 minutes.
So this has something to do with the keto diet, I'm guessing. So how much do their knees hurt after securing their investment? Yeah, I know, right? Well, weight loss products are a big market these days because fat ass people don't just want to go to the gym. Yeah, I know. Prospero, hi. I really need to start doing my workouts again. Let's see. It is even more disappointing when there are no dragons in Dragon's Den. Yes. This sounds like an ad. It does. Yes, Shark Tank is like Dragon's Den. It's the American version of Dragon's Den. And we have a Canadian Dragon's Den as well. Tapeworms work. They probably have a set of executive knee pads trademarked. That's funny.
We even made sure we had more product than we thought we could sell, but all of it sold out within 5 minutes, exclaimed Samantha. While the Shark Tank investors are toasting to their smart business move, women around are flocking online to purchase Bioflux Keto and say the results have been life-changing.
Of course, it's a woman's product.
Clinical trials of Bioflux Keto have uncovered that women who use the link Bioflux Keto were able to drastically reduce the fat, and with continued use prevented the signs from reoccurring.
The signs of fat? Oh my god, you... Oh, holy shit. The signs of fat. I was very disappointed when I found out that Shark Tank didn't involve people getting put in shark tanks. The key to weight loss is about 90% diet and 10% going to the gym. But people are too lazy to do their own meal plans and exercise. Yeah. My product idea is a set of knee pads and a splash guard for future future applicants. Just get a gym membership, like $10 a month. Yeah, I know, right? The signs of fat. Let that sink in, says Skeptalk. Yeah. This sounds like, what's it called? Bullshit, says Fury Kitten. It really does. It really, really does.
Bioflux Keto is revolutionizing losing weight medicine, explained Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank.
I'm sure it is.
Heading level 1. Celebrities love. Heading level 1. Celebrities love Bioflux Keto.
Of course they do, because they don't have to take time out of their celebrity day to do exercise. They can just take something.
T1 JPG heading level, T2J heading level 5 2 items, T3 T5 heading level 3. For a limited time, anyone can try Bioflux Keto for free. That's right, Bioflux Keto are giving away samples of their instant fat reduction bottle for free.
This is an ad! Holy fuck! All of these products are scams. But they sell like deep fried snacks, yeah. Ugh. This is insane. The only cost you will incur is the discounted shipping rate of $4.95. Remember, it's important you use it's important you use it to achieve the full fat burning results. Oh my god, this is a fucking ad! Holy shit! Meth is a hell of a diet plan. Hard on the teeth, though, says Skeptalk. Yeah. Mr. Monopoly strikes again. Yep. Oh. Oh my goodness. All right. Next story that he sent. Let's see. Cory Booker said he would ban guns if he had the power to do so. Oh, well then. Mr. Spartacus. Ugh, fucking paywall. Go away. Alright. This seems to be an opinion piece, but let's see here.
Nobody is talking about taking away your guns, say Democrats and liberals who talk about taking away guns. It's the single most overused and under-true trope in politics, save maybe for I feel your pain. Clickable. But although the politicians say that on TV, and the anchors and reporters at outlets like CNN swallow it whole and accept it on its face as true, with some exceptions. The truth is that a lot of them actually are talking about taking away and banning guns, and they have been for a long time.
Yes, we covered something like this in Canada last night, where ban guns, but everyone ban guns for everyone but them, says Functional. Yeah. I would ban Cory Booker if I had the power to do so, says Skeptalk. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, man.
4. A long time, including as far back as the year 2000, when 2020 them hopeful Senator Cory Booker was still only a councilman in Newark. But this isn't just a flashback, it's connected to this week. Watch. I know, in my urban environment, I see little to no need for guns at all, and I think that the availability of guns and the ease with which even young people can get their hands on them is just horrendous, and I would, if I had the power to do so, I would. In fact, we're even looking towards doing some local level handgun legislation. I'm going to take every step I can to get guns out of the hands of those who commit crimes or those who might commit crimes.
Okay, Cory Booker, that's just a crazy word salad sentence mush. Spartacus versus Second Amendment. Guess who will win, says Prospero. Yeah, I know. Black markets, says Armskiller too. Yeah. Exactly.
Read more. Share. Click link. Twitter. Share.
Yes, read more.
Press link. Read more. You are currently in a window. Safari busy. Safari has new window. 90.
Safari? What in the hell are you
Booker said he
doing?
would ban guns if he...
Let me get here. There we go. Okay. Here we are.
Booker went on to become the mayor of Newark.
Booker went on to become the mayor of Newark.
And in office did go for a variety of measures regarding guns and gun ownership.
Article writer, perhaps you should edit your... Wow, this is worse than Chris Cillizza. Scribe Light would have a field day with this article. Let's see. You are in a clickbait article with some ads, very little content. Yeah, this is... Yeah, this is an opinion type of deal here. And then let's see, there's one... Oh, he sent me two of the same story. Let's see. Let's see. Let's find us some more news, because I'm sure there is some. Looking like a troll submission. Yep. They want a nanny state because they work so well in my neck of the woods, says Armskiller. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to jump back into my Discord to see if Gunny has sent any more stuff. Because we still have half an hour, guys, and I don't want to leave you guys hanging out here. I don't want to leave. Let's see here. All right, open Discord and let's go find some of get into the Blind Press's nerd sanctuary here. Where are my servers? Where's my servers? There's my servers. All right. Blind Press's nerd sanctuary. That's the one we want. Find ourselves that news for the coffee stream channel and we'll get some news here. All right. Let's see here. Why is Discord not liking my keystrokes here? This is not good. There is the news for the coffee stream thing. All right. All right. News for the coffee stream here. Come on. Sorry, guys. This is being my Discord's being an asshole. Let's read what chat has to say while I'm doing this. Let's see. Discord is a twant. It really is. There's a story about hardcore porn being blasted out over a train. Wait, what? That's insane. Wow. Do you, Fury Kitten, do you have me on Twitter? Link to BP's Discord? Hold on. Here's what I'm gonna do here. I am going to jump into here on my phone and send myself a fucking story here, because this is getting stupid. I'm gonna go check and see if there's any stories, because for some reason the computer version of Discord is not working on with my screen reader. Oh, there's plenty of news stories here. Plenty. Ha. That's a good one. Here, I will send this one right to myself right now. Let's see. Why Canada is the perfect guinea pig for global markets. Yeah, let's read that one. That's a BBC article. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that and post it in my Twitter DMs, and I'll jump back into Twitter and grab it. Sorry about that, guys. I thought those stories would be long enough to cover us, and I didn't think that I would get what I got. Okay. Let's see here. And paste. And send. Okay. Let's get back to Twitter and get into that story. Thank you, Gunfox. You are awesome. All hail Gunfox. Yes. All hail Gunfox for the rescue. Okay. This is why Canada is the perfect guinea pig for global markets. All right. Let's read this. Again, this is a BBC article. So, and the picture they have is like a scene out of the Toronto, downtown Toronto cityscape. So this is, again, from Gunfox, and let's read here.
Social media platform Instagram has unveiled a potential new change to its software, but perhaps unsurprisingly, it has chosen Canada as the proving grounds for this experiment.
Interesting.
The social media company said it plans to hide the number of likes on photos and videos from public view.
Why? Why would you hide likes from public view on photos and videos?
Only the person who made the post will know just how many people liked it, a move Facebook, the tech giant that owns Instagram, says is meant to get people to focus on the actual content shared and not just its popularity.
Interesting, but doesn't something that has a lot of likes and views show other people that that thing is worth looking at? I know popularity isn't the end all be all, but if something has a lot of likes, then isn't it more likely that someone would want to see why such a thing has so many likes? I just probably too many of their buddies getting ratioed. Yeah, that's true. It won't work, says Irate Prostate. No, I don't think so either. Possibly also because a lot of content is bollocks. That's true. That's very true.
Facebook says Canadians are highly social and tech savvy, noting there are over 24 meters people using a Facebook-owned app each month in the country.
So 24 million people, they say, are using the Facebook app. So that's about 3/4 of the population, because there's about 37 million people. So you're saying that 24 million of 37 million people are using the Facebook app. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of Facebook use. So you're basically admitting that you want to use Canadians as social media guinea pigs. I've just taken the Fury Kitten, I've just found your story. I'm going to read it after this one. So yeah, this is a very this is an interesting thing and an interesting look at how people view Canadians.
This is not the first time that Facebook, which also owns WhatsApp and Instagram, has tested products in Canada. Your image caption get an example of an Instagram-like test notification image. Your image copyright courtesy Facebook. Image caption, get used to this, Canada. End of image caption get used
Get used to this,
Last
okay.
year, along with Colombia and Thailand, Canadians were given early access to the firm's early foray into online dating simply called Facebook dating.
Wait, they tested Facebook dating on Canadians? And I didn't even know there was Facebook dating. There's Tinder for Facebook? Can't you already log into Tinder using your Facebook account? Is Facebook still a thing, says Fury Kitten? I thought it went the way of ICQ. It's going to. Blue Trek Twitter shows that, or is proof that lots of likes doesn't mean that it's true, intelligent, or worth your time. That's true. Facebook, Fear Kitten says, Facebook, carrying out mass social experiments without regard to mental health. Yeah, like that's never been done before. Yeah, I know, right? All this talk of dating is a Tinder subject for some. Very nice. Very nice play on words.
And in 2017, its first foray into providing advertising transparency was in Canada. But the social media behemoth isn't the only company that has found value in using Canada as a place to show proof of concept for new products and innovation before bringing them to wider markets. You are currently image caption fake social media icons Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat and Pinterest image cap Facebook is end of Facebook is testing likes in Canada. Global developers frequently use the country as a testing ground for new apps. The data you get there is reliable and comparable to the other major markets, the US, the UK, Denmark, and so on, and the country is also of a good size. Link. A gaming executive told tech media company Mashable. In 2013.
Wait,
You are currently
Mashable is a tech media company? I thought it was just a feminist piece of crap rag. I honestly thought Mashable was just like the Mary Sue. Tinder is not a dating app. No, I guess it's a hookup app. That's true. What's Mashable? Mashable is, I thought, was kind of like the Mary Sue.
Robert Levy, president of BrandSpark, a Toronto-based market research company, says launching new innovations and evolving technology is the lifeblood of brands and what consumers expect in a hyper-competitive marketplace. And he says Canada is a very, very sophisticated marketing environment and a compact way to get a lot of bang for your test buck. So what makes the country attractive for firms looking to refine products and services before bringing them to a wider market? Heading level 2, it's really about the diversity.
The diversity, of course. Tinder is just smash or pass with more pissed off people on the other end. That's true. Very true.
End of link. Brexit, cross.
Oops.
Mr. Human says Canadians will have similar. Most Canadians live within what heading level 2, like the most but that diverse Canadian, but others view. But he said, end of image Panasonic Canada image copper image cap in Canada heading level 2. In Canada, we have really a very diverse population with more than 200 languages spoken throughout the country, says Danny Human, chief analytics officer with market research firm Environics Analytics.
Danny Human? His name is Danny Human? Oh my god, that just, no way. That just sounds like a name out of a bad sci-fi movie. Oh my lord. Danny Human. Wow. That's a little on the nose.
It's not just the immigration factor. It has the highest proportion of foreign-born people of any G7 nation, but it's cross-sections of people across the income spectrum and from urban and suburban regions. Together they compose a wide range of consumer segments and demographic niches in which to test and learn. Image caption: a man is reflected on Panasonic logo at Panasonic Center in Tokyo. Image Panasonic and Michael Moskovitz, Michael Moskovitz, president of Panasonic Canada, has championed Canada as a place for global firms to test new products or to refine existing ones. But, he says, not all firms have grasped Canada's potential, because some see the country as a small secondary market, with only about 1/10 of the population of its wealthy southern neighbor.
Because it has only about 1/10 of the population of its wealthy southern neighbor.
But others view it as a test bed for new technology or ideas with fairly low risk that, if successful, can be launched in the US and beyond, says Mr. Moskovitz. Canadians are very entrepreneurial and nimble, he says, adding that Panasonic Canada is able to make fairly quick decisions locally. But that diverse population is among the standout reasons that make Canada a useful laboratory, says the Panasonic executive.
I love how my country was just openly called a useful laboratory for social media experiments. That's great. He's only human. Press 1. Press 1 if Danny Human is another robot like Zuckerberg. Yeah. Oh man. That's crazy.
Heading level 2, like the US, but not like the US. Most Canadians live within 100 miles, 160 km, of the US border. A proximity has lent itself to a lot of social and cultural overlap. Mr. Human says Canadians will have similar tastes to Americans when it comes to things like media, pop culture and foods, and it's just as wired as the US with a similar technological infrastructure and with most residents owning smartphones. You are currently on it, so when you talk about technology like with Instagram, we are very similar in our behaviors, he says. You are currently on the consumer side. Panasonic has tested small format appliances in Toronto, which is one of North America's largest cities and where a lot of residents live in apartments or condominiums, similar to living quarters in large cities in both Canada and the US. Just in terms of our proximity to the US, the similarities, Canada becomes a natural launch pad for organizations looking to make inroads into the North American market, says Mr. Moskovitz. But the US's northern neighbor is also useful for global brands seeking out market research for new ideas because the country can also be reflective of consumers in Europe and elsewhere. You are correct.
Why is it that every time I hear the name Mr. Moskovitz, I think of Miscavige? Mr. Human just sounds so weird when it's read out. It does. Did a kindergarten teacher write this, says Pincalo? I that's what it sounds like. At least they tell you you're being used as an experiment. They don't even tell us, says Mr. Misanthropic. That's true. Scientology, yes. No, seriously, every time I hear them say Mr. Moskovitz, I think Mr. Miscavige? um, I think of Fable from An American Tale. Fable Moskovitz. Oh. Okay.
List 3 item. Black square link. Black link. And I do see Canada being more reflective of the world than the US, for example, says Mr. Human. Canada seems like a logical place to go because we are like the US, but we are also like Australia, we are like the UK, we're still a little bit like Germany, we're still a little bit like Sweden and Norway and other countries like that.
Yes, because we don't seem to have a fucking identity anymore. I think of filthy commies. Scientology guy? I think John Malkovich. Yeah, David Miscavige. Yeah. Yeah, because Canada has lost its identity, so we have all these identities from all these different countries.
A number of global companies have Canadian outposts in large cities like Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. Mr. Human says those cities and their suburbs are valuable for firms looking for regions in which to conduct research, with lifestyle and commutes comparable to major American cities like Los Angeles and Atlanta.
Now that's true. Because Western countries are not allowed to have their own identity anymore, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, that's true.
But Canada also has a vast rural territory with a wealth of geographic diversity. Image caption cars have
geographic diversity, population diversity. People just love their diversity.
Image copy, and Mr. Moskovitz says there are numerous testing centers for massive industries like automotive and aerospace where innovative products can be tested in weather extremes. Firms like Toyota, Hyundai, and GM have all tested vehicles in Canada, along with countries like Sweden, Russia, China, and in parts of the US. Thompson, Manitoba, is home to a center that provides ICE tests for aerospace engine certification programs that was built in partnership with Rolls-Royce and Pratt & Whitney.
That's true.
Yellowknife, in Canada's Northwest Territories, is working towards being recognized by global aerospace firms as an Arctic cold weather testing destination.
That would be a good spot for an Arctic cold weather testing destination. Diversity, says Skep. Yep.
Panasonic has also taken advantage of the extreme weather in Canada, partnering in 2011 with two First Nations tribes, the Yukon government and the Northern Research Center on a successful pilot project that tested vacuum-insulated refrigerator panels as home insulation.
Well, that's an interesting use for refrigerator panels. I have to run off. Great stream, Blind, says Skep. Thanks, man. Thanks for watching.
The panels, which can help reduce energy costs, are now used to insulate homes in extremely cold climates. Heading level 2, related topics.
So that's the end of that article. And just before we finish the stream, we're going to quickly read Fury Kitten's article. Just for fun. Video appears to shows train driver playing porn over speaker or playing over a speaker in a Southwestern train. Southwestern Railways driver. Let's see here. Come on. Come on, Safari. There we go. Okay. Where's the story here? So this was published from May 10th. So it's a bit old, or a couple days old, but it's still funny. So this has, let's see. All right, here we go.
A train driver allegedly spiced up some commuter's journey to work by accidentally playing porn over the tannoy system. Video footage shows passengers on a Southwestern Railway train howling with laughter as they hear the sounds of hardcore pornography over the loudspeaker.
That's amusing. Hey, Shady. Quiet. I've been working over the weekend just catching up. That's the worst when you're trying to figure out why your headphones aren't working and then you hear moaning over the Bluetooth speaker in your living room. Yeah? I would say so.
A man's voice can be heard groaning and panting in the video as he intermittently swears with furious intensity. According to witnesses, it appeared the sounds were coming from a video they claimed the driver could have been watching.
Okay, that's terrifying. You're driving a train. Stop watching porn, dude. Let's see. Ever done it on a train? Says irate prostate.
Shocked commuters listen in horror to porn on train Hanoi. You are currently on play video button. Shocked play video.
I would play this, but I don't want to get struck down, so
0. A previous button. F play a skip. D current time 0 / duration time 0. T I button. K M A J button +2. The video captures the sounds of porn being played over a Southwestern Railway train's loudspeaker. One passenger in the video cannot contain her laughter and maintains a prolonged face palm. Bouts of laughter can be heard throughout the carriage for the entire 30-second video.
It's a 30-second. Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious. Could you on the train? Could you in the rain? Well, it's not like you can make a wrong turn. That's true. From Risky Business. Oh. Not in the train, not in the rain. Oh.
Heading level 2. Related.
And so that's the ending of that funny little article. Oh my goodness. That's just hilarious. Let's see. Could you in the butt even if it's a bit of pain, says Functional. Oh man. Chat, you are freaking amazingly funny. You know that? Oh my goodness. Seriously, chat. I really do thank you guys for coming and listening to me. I apologize for having having to quickly scramble for news in the middle. I will definitely make sure to have a couple more articles saved up tomorrow. And I will try to also find a couple of blindy ones. So I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. If you do find some news that you'd like me to read, you can either DM it to me on Twitter or go to the hashtag BlindPressReads on Twitter. Or I'm right now I'm not tossing out the Discord link in chat just yet. If you're not in my Discord and you would like to be, please send me a DM and I will DM you the link. But right now, I don't want to really put out my Discord link in chat. I might do so again near the end of the month. But just for now, I'm not putting it out in chats. But if you are in the Discord and you find some news that you want me to read, put it in the news for the coffee stream room. I do thank you guys for coming out and watching. As always, I appreciate it. Also, I want you guys to have a great time, great day. I'll see everyone tomorrow at the same time, same place. Have a great one, guys.